everybody, and welcome to Secret Sauce, the show where we unpack business tips, life hacks, and advice from industry leaders. I'm Karly.iacono. Today, I am joined by Ethan from Placer.AI, who is just a wealth of knowledge and data. Ethan, so nice to have you. Thanks for joining us today. How are you?
I'm doing great, Karly. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Tell us a bit about your role at Placer, and then for those few people that don't know, tell us what Placer is all about as well.
Sure. So I lead marketing for Placer. What that means is I get to play with the product a ton, try to look at what's happening within the wider retail landscape, and just take this really interesting perspective that we're able to bring and see what it means within what's happening on a day-to-day basis across the retail ecosystem. Placer is a location data company. What that means in the most simplest terms is people vote with their feet, and we're showing you how they vote across the country every single day to retail locations. So we work with over 1,200 customers throughout the United States in commercial real estate, retail, CPG, civic, and beyond, and we get to help empower those folks to do their jobs better.
So is your main target client investors, retailers, REITs, all of the above? Who do you feed all this great information to?
So really all of the above. It's anyone who has a real stake in the physical world. There's something we can help contribute to make their decision-making process just a little bit better, a little bit more data-driven.
Excellent. Well, you have some wonderful infographics and reports that I personally rely on and use. So anyone listening or watching who's not checked out Placer, definitely be sure to do so. And we'll make sure all the links are in the comments below. All right, on to your special nugget, secret sauce, life hack, or advice. What would you like to share with us today?
So I'll give you a first one that's based on things that we get excited about and something we see in the data, and then I'll end with one that's related but kind of focused on an approach to the way we do things and that maybe have some value for the audience. So the first element is kind of maybe the biggest thing that we're seeing when we look at the world of physical retail is this fundamental reimagination of what a location means. So we classically think about the store within this lens of sales per square foot, and that's super important, and it's obviously a core element of what we're trying to accomplish with the store, but it's really just the beginning, and that's something that we're starting to really fully appreciate now in this post-pandemic environment. So what it does for e-commerce uplift, how it enables logistics and delivery and returns, what it means for marketing uplift. And that last piece is so important. It's something that we're seeing so much discussion around now, and it's only going to increase. If you think of the latest news with Albertsons talking about their stores as a media network, and this idea of the physical store as a way to reach new audiences, to grab those eyeballs that are becoming ever more expensive online, and to have this immersive experience for CPG companies and many more within locations is something that's really important to watch, because this idea of the stores as media is something that's going to redefine so many sectors. And I think, talking about like kind of the life hack, one of the things that's so part and parcel of what we do as technology companies is we live within the data. And I think one of the things that's always been so fascinating for me working in the commercial real estate space has been the reaction for many is, well, I don't really know data. I'm a little bit, older. I'm less experienced with it. What should I do? I'll find, a data team to do this for me. And one of the things that's been really important for us, and I think those of us who come from the technology space, is recognizing that even if you're not the most data savvy person, if engaging within that process, it's like learning a new language. But once you have that language, you can have a different type of conversation. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to get a ton of value from data science teams and from the specialists within that space. But learning to engage with it yourself is such an important piece of the puzzle in order to help drive better decisions, but also to just be part of the wider conversation that's happening within our ecosystem.
So how do people start if they are considering themselves as not tech savvy and almost scared of data, right? Which we hear a lot, like, it's not my department, or no, I don't understand. How should they start?
I think the biggest thing is just to start, because the mythology of, this is something that's beyond me is just not true. Like, the experience level and the things that the average commercial real estate professional has engaged with are so vast. And the second you're able to look at the data from this lens of your experience and what you've gone through and what you've seen, you're going to recognize the value it brings. And it doesn't have to be your day-to-day, and it doesn't have to be your core focus, but the ability to touch it, engage with it, play with it, understand what it means and how it can be used can drive some really significant value.
So the store is a media conduit. I love that as a new tagline. And do not be afraid of data. It is the future and you need to jump in. Did I sum it up well?
I think you nailed it.
Love it. 2 great points. Thank you so much for sharing those with us today. And to everyone watching Secret Sauce, thanks for tuning in. We will see you very soon. Thanks, Ethan.
Thanks, Karly.